Name the place you'd really want to go to. Name the place you'd really rather be. Name the place you have never ever been to. Name the place you'd really want to go. Aso Rock is in Abuja. Aso Rock is in Nigeria. Aso Rock is in Abuja. Aso Rock is in Nigeria. Abuja is the capital of Nigeria. Abuja is in Nigeria. Abuja is the capital of Nigeria. Abuja is in Nigeria. Nigeria is in Africa. Nigeria is in West Africa. You'd wanna be in Nigeria. Do you wanna go to Nigeria? Do you wanna be in Abuja? Do you wanna go to Nigeria? Do you wanna be in Abuja? Do you wanna be in Nigeria? My African brothers in Nigeria, I have something for you today. Boy, it's a good one. You see, the prominent rock next to Nigeria's State House in Abuja is officially called Aso Rock. It is a 400-meter monolith that the presidential villa complex encompasses, located within the Three Arms Zone. The owner of Aso Rock is the federal government of Nigeria. Before State House and the seat of power ever arrived, Aso Rock was the heart of a small, peace-loving community with a deep spiritual connection to the land. The rock is named after the original inhabitants of the area, the Aso people, a subgroup of the Gwandara tribe, closely related to the Baji. In their language, Aso means victorious or success. This is why the surrounding area is called Asokoro, which translates to the people of victory. Why was it, and why is it still a sacred place? For the Aso community, the rock was not just a geological feature. It was a living part of their spiritual world. There are mystical beliefs tied to it before the government relocated the community in 1980 to make way for the new capital. The legend of the disappearing woman. This is one of the myths. The deepest myth involves a married woman from the community who fled to the foot of the rock after a quarrel with her husband. According to folklore, she disappeared into the rock instantly and was transformed into a small stone at its base. The community began paying homage and making offerings at this spot to seek divine intervention. Here's another myth: the natural fortress. The people believed the rock protected them. Legend says that whenever enemies approached to attack, the assailants would see a massive, impassable ditch instead of the path to the village, making invasion impossible. Here's another myth: the rainmakers. During times of famine or drought, the community would gather at the rock to perform traditional rites and celebrations for 7 days to ask for rain. It was believed their requests were always answered. Another myth: the omen of fire. The Aso people watched the summit for signs. If a wildfire broke out on top of the rock, it was interpreted as a mystical warning, an advance notice heralding the death of a very prominent ruler. Here's another myth: averting calamity. Whenever the community sensed an impending calamity, they would return to the foot of the rock to make specific offerings to ward off danger. Often, they succeeded. So while these specific practices faded with the community's Islamization and resettlement, the spiritual weight of the name Aso remains. Today, the federal government of Nigeria owns the land, but the legacy of the victorious people who once found shelter and sanctuary there lives on in the name of Africa's most powerful political capital. Let's be real. Aso Rock is a sacred and protected site. In 1980, the Federal Republic of Nigeria took full ownership of Aso Rock. And while they indeed built a beautiful state house as the seat of Nigeria's government, either by omission or commission, they failed to build it on Aso Rock itself. Yes, it would have been very difficult. Difficult things bring out great things. But they settled for the easy thing, and all they got was the expansive capital that is below the Aso Rock. They left the Aso Rock naked. That is why I want to clothe Aso Rock. President Alhaji Bola Tinubu recently invited and welcomed U.S. troops on Nigeria's sovereign grounds. Therefore, I, Jatello, a Kenyan American and a modern trillionaire of ideas, have a decent proposal that will be difficult for Nigerians to refuse. I want to build a castle on the plateau of Aso Rock. I shall call it God Abuja Tower. Yes, you heard me. God Abuja Tower. Building any structure on Aso Rock will require an unprecedented engineering challenge. Engineering and architectural challenge. The amount of cement and fuel power that I will buy from Aliko Dangote will at least make it easy for me for this project. Much easier than the one that I have before me at Got Winam in Kisumu, Kenya, where I'm building a film skills technical institute. Wherefore, I present the breakdown of the costs, first without the bills of quantities. The price tag to build God Abuja Tower at Aso Rock, I estimate to be between 20 to 25 billion US dollars. Yes, you heard me. To build Got Abuja Tower at Aso Rock is going to cost between 20 to 25 billion US dollars. Why this huge range? Well, it depends on how crazy Duncan Mosetti and Akina Kinyemi, my architects, and Akwanza Wamtenga, my structural engineer, will be. And yes, I repeat, I will invest between 20 to 25 billion US dollars. And now here is the brief bill of quantities. I hope it will not be boring. Hang in there with me. Number one is the Aso Rock Premium. These are the logistics and site prep. This will cost 3.5 billion. You cannot drive a cement truck up a 400-meter monolith. You would need to build a heavy lift cable car system or a dedicated spiral road carved into the rock face. Drilling foundations into granite is incredibly expensive. Think of it as building on an aircraft carrier. Number two, the structure, the castle itself. This I estimate will cost 10 billion US dollars. Assuming a 500,000 square feet of space, construction costs in Nigeria are high. But for this level of security and luxury, to wit, bomb-proof walls, panic rooms, anti-drone netting, private power plant, these costs will easily exceed $50,000 per square foot or per square meter. Number three, the villain amenities. This I estimate at 6 billion US dollars. No billionaire castle is complete without a hangar door cut into the rock face for a private jet that can even accommodate the US Air Force One. Yes, whenever there is nuclear wahala, you never know where the President of the United States is going to go seek refuge. We need him to seek refuge at Got Abuja Tower. Number two, a billionaire castle is incomplete without a high-speed elevator. A high-speed elevator core running down into the center of the rock. That's where they're going to hide. Number three, a billionaire's castle is complete without a fresh desalination pipeline, pumping diesel, jet fuel, and water up from a distant source. And of course, a billionaire's castle will be incomplete without a massive cistern and fuel storage within the rock itself. And therefore, let's go to number four. These are the anti-quantifiable costs, which is politics. I value this at 5.5 billion US dollars. I will use this money to convince Nigerians that there is no need for the rezoning of a national landmark. Since Aso Rock is the seat of Nigeria's political power, I will build adjacent to them. And I understand this will require diplomatic payments beyond standard real estate transactions. Therefore, my fellow Nigerians, my fellow Africans, hear me. Aso Rock is naked. Let's clothe it. And here now is my formal, decent proposal, which will be difficult to refuse. Dear President Alhaji Bola Tinubu, regarding Project Aso Eclipse, that's what we will call the project, Aso Eclipse. On this day of all our African gods, February 23rd, 2026, to the Federal Executive Council and the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, the FCT. From yours truly, Jatello, at the studio in Tallahassee, Florida, United States of America. Subject: unsolicited concession proposal for the development of the Aso Rock Plateau into a global icon of Nigeria's resilience. Number 1, the vision, the crown of unity. We propose a complete non-invasive architectural enhancement of the Aso Rock Summit. This is not a private residence. This is a proposal to build a national monument and diplomatic citadel called Got Abuja Tower at Aso Rock. The goal is to transform the iconic silhouette of Aso Rock into a globally recognized symbol of Nigerian excellence, visible from every corner of Abuja. This is a hard-to-refuse structure. I understand that Aso Rock is a sacred symbol, but I beg, I am not asking for ownership. I am proposing a 200-year renewable build, operate, transfer concession, BOT. Phase 1, the gift. I will fund and build a National Assembly of Peace on the summit. This will be a world-class conference center designed for the ECOWAS summits, the African Union, United Nations delegation, and state of functions with panoramic views of the capital. I will pay for this entirely out of my pocket. Zero cost to Nigeria. Nigeria will pay 0 naira. Phase 2, the infrastructure. I will install a state-of-the-art high-speed elevator system within the rock face, connecting the current State House at the base directly to the summit. This will provide the President and security forces with an undisclosed rapid evacuation route and operational high ground, safe and secure to withstand atomic, nuclear, and hydrogen bomb blast. And here is the sweetness. Why Nigeria cannot refuse this. A, this will be tourism revenue share. While the summit will be used for state functions, the lower levels of the castle will house a museum of Nigeria's history and a viewing deck open to the public. I propose a 60-40 revenue split in favor of the Nigerian government for all tourism and ticket sales. B, security enhancement. By developing the summit, we effectively secure the high ground. It prevents any hostile entity from ever occupying that strategic point. I will integrate Nigeria Air Force, radar, and surveillance technology into the design. Number C, national pride. I will exclusively use Nigerian granite, Nigerian labor, and Nigerian artists. The interior murals will tell the story of Nigeria's ethnic groups. I will employ the FCT's youths in the construction and operation. Number D, the lease fee. In lieu of purchase, that is, instead of purchasing it, because I know you cannot sell it to me, I propose a symbolic annual ground rent of 1 naira, paid in a public ceremony every Independence Day, signifying our role as custodians, not owners. Our ask. This is why I want to do this. To recoup my investment, estimated at 25 billion US dollars, I request the following commercial rights. Exclusive naming rights. That's A. Exclusive naming rights. The complex will be named Got Abuja Tower at Aso Rock. Though the rock itself retains its name, Aso Rock. B. Luxury hospitality concessions. I will build a 30-suite diplomatic residence on the west flank for visiting heads of state. This I shall call the West Wing, and must not be mistaken with that of the White House in the United States of America, as Nigeria sits on the west of Africa, our motherland. When not in use by the government, I may lease these suites to high net worth individuals brought in by the likes of Elon Musk space shuttles, with strict security vetting by the DSS. C. Tax exemption. A 50-year exemption on property and development taxes for the structure. That one I request. And I also request this as the guarantee that I will pay. I'm prepared to place a 1 billion, yes, you heard me, 1 billion US dollars or 500 million African gigas in an escrow account with the Central Bank of Nigeria immediately upon approval as a performance bond to ensure I do not abandon the project. That's my good faith. Now, here's my closing statement. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to place a crown upon the head of Africa's greatest capital. I am not building a castle for a king or a queen. I'm building a legacy for a nation. I await the opportunity to present my architectural and engineering models to the council. Respectfully yours, I submit. Yours truly, Jatello, custodian of the crown. And therefore, my fellow Nigerians, my fellow Africans from Nigeria, once again, my African brothers and sisters, here is my why this is a hard to refuse proposal. Unlike allowing the United States military to enter the sovereign land, building Got Abuja Tower on Aso Rock will, number one, it will avoid colonialism. I am not taking the rock. I am adding to it for the public good. I am solving a problem. I am offering a free conference center and free security infrastructure belonging to Nigeria before any foreign adversary ever lands on Aso Rock. I am appealing to your ego to build a global icon and a crown of unity for the sake of Nigeria nation building. Now, even if Nigeria gets only ₦1 annual rent, it is the least they stand to lose. And so, Oga President, my fellow Nigerians, my fellow Africans, make we put crown for our mountain. You see, Aso Rock, now our grandmother stone, since before white man come, before railway, before oil money, the rock there, strong, quiet, watching. But I come ask today, why our mountain no get crown? What thing I bring? I want a big palace for top rock. No Picasso for me, no. Palace of unity for all of us. What thing we gain? Tourism money go fall like rain. Our president gets safe passage if Wahala bust. Every Nigerian picking go point and say, see our heritage. How much I pay? 1 naira per year. Yes, 1 naira. My pledge, I no come take your rock. I come to dress them for Saturday evening. Make a fine for Sunday morning. Arise, O compatriots, the laborer of our heroes past. Make we finish wetting them start. If you say yes, history go remember. If you say no, rock will still stay there. But which one better, oh, mountain way just day, or mountain way they shine? God bless Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. Oh, allow me to come invest and build God Abuja at Aso Rock. Oh.